So hey, loves, I just want to get on here and tell you how I'm feeling. So basically, um, I had just woke up around like 9 o'clock in the morning, and man, y'all, when I first wake up, I try not to, be negative or think about nothing that will hurt my feelings or make me sad or whatever. So, because I already, go through a lot with them myself. Um, that I don't speak about because I don't want nobody feel like they have to feel sorry for me or feel like, you know, they have to show any sympathy towards me because no. And some people, they would say that they care, but the whole time they don't. So, yeah. Um, basically, I got a phone call this morning, and the person they was just like so upset, and they called me yelling or whatever. So, mad you. I'm just, sitting there like, what's going on? Like, why are you yelling? Why are you calling me? And this early yelling, your first thing to do is call me. Yeah, is to call me. And yeah, my heart is so heavy right now. It's just like I just woke up, so I was trying to, open my eyes, get myself together, do all that kind of stuff, and just to pick up my phone and hear someone just going off. It's like about what? So it's just, it was just a lot for me to take in. So I was just crying because, like, your first thing that you thought about was to call me and snap. And you don't know what I could be doing at the moment. And you just calling me to snap off. So it's like, I'm confused because I'm like, well, what's the problem? Like, you don't call nobody just yelling at them. Like, that's the first thing you do, you just yell. Like, no. So, like, my heart is, like, heavy right now. And I had to literally stop crying to be able to come and talk about it because it was just like, dang, I haven't even been up for like, well, it's been an hour now, but during the time being, it wasn't even an hour yet that I had just woke up. So it was just like, I'm trying to get myself together. I didn't even do what I wanted to do for real yet. And it's like, the first thing I get is somebody just yelling and going off. I was speaking to my brother and I was telling him, and he was just like, just try to relax. The day just started or whatever. Try to relax. Don't even take too much into it. I know you just kind of woke up or whatever, so just not try to, we would text these like just not try to let your emotions get the best of you. And that's what I try not to do. I try not to be sad during the day. I try not to let a lot of stuff affect me because I don't want to, cry. I cry enough about my life than what it is. Like, I'm already dealing with the fact, and I've been dealing with this for so long. I already have to wake up knowing that I have a disability. I have to wake up knowing and going to sleep knowing that that's there. But I try to, make the best of it. I try not to think about it. I try not to talk about it as much because it makes me sad to even know that it's here. There's nothing that I could do to, get rid of it. Like, it's not like no medicine I can take or none of that. So it's like, I try not to go through the day and focus too much in on that. But it's like, and people call me and they snap on me and they think like, oh, she's not understanding because she don't want to understand what I'm saying. No, it's just the fact I have a disability, like, and you're not understanding, and that's not a conversation I have with a lot of people. I was just telling my friend out on the phone, I was just like, I really don't, tell a lot of people about my disability because it hurts to even talk about it, to even know that it's here. So I don't bring it up as much, but it's like people target me and come yelling at me when they don't even know what's going on for real. Like, I just want to wake up and be, have a peaceful day. Like, that's why when I wake up, my room door is closed because I try not to be bothered with anyone. And I try not to, be in the way. So my room door is closed and my light is off. That means I don't want to be bothered. Like, I want to collect my thoughts. And sometimes I be in prayer, praying to God. Like, I just hope that today be a good day for me. I don't have to worry about nobody yelling at me. I don't have to go through that because I literally just sitting in here crying because I got a phone call being yelled at. Like, that stuff really took a toll on me. And I'm just like, I already deal with the fact stuff I don't want to deal with. So it's like, you yelling at me, it's like it's not getting no better. Like, with you yelling at me, and I really don't like, especially about my disability, I really don't like that's here because, for one, it affects everything that I do. When I'm trying to understand somebody and where they're coming from, it's hard. And it's not like I don't want to understand them. It just, I take stuff the wrong way at times. And it's not me doing it on purpose. It's the fact that I hear you all day, but I'm not understanding what's going on, the stuff that you're saying. So I can hear you. I don't have a problem with hearing. But some stuff is like, what? Like, I'm confused. Like, I don't get what she's saying. And, I don't get what he's saying. And it's hard to come to somebody that don't know me or I don't know for real and just come out and say that, because I don't know how they going to feel when I tell them, that kind of information. I don't know what they might not, they might look at me different. I lost out on so many friends when I was younger because my business was told when I was a kid. So it's like as I got older, I hid it from a lot of people. And that's why y'all don't see me talk about it as much, because it hurts to even know that it's here. And I hate the fact that it happened, but I have to deal with it. You know, it ain't easy, but I deal with it every day. I try to get up, I try to be productive, I try to be happy, I try not to focus too much on it. But it's like people like, why she not understanding, why she acting like that? Like, you gotta understand, you don't, if you're not, like I said once before, like I mentioned yesterday, if you're not paying attention to my vlogs, you're not gonna understand what type of person you're dealing with. Like, you're just not, if you pay attention to what I'm saying, you watch the entire video and what I be talking about, then yeah, you be like, okay, she has a disability. I have to explain stuff different for her to get it. It's not the fact that she don't want to get it. It's the fact that she has problems with getting what I'm saying. And some wants to have a disability. For me, for example, when you're explaining stuff to me, I think in my head, because it's me. It ain't nobody else but me. So I'm thinking in my head, when you're talking to me, you're trying to comfort me. You're trying to hurt my feelings. So I'm trying to, come back and say something else. So you're just going to make you feel bad because you make me feel bad. And that's how I feel now, because, like, I just got yelled at over nothing. Like, I got a phone call and was getting yelled at, and I'm looking at her like, you yelling at me, but you don't even know what I deal with on a daily. Like, I try to be happy because, for one, God don't want us to sit around crying all day, so I try not to be in my feelings. I try to thank God for life and that I'm here and not focus too much on the sad part. I try to be happy doing that. I try to, like, watch a movie or be on the phone, like, try to get my man off certain things. And I know what I can't do, and I know what I could do. So it's like, I try not to be sad. I try not to be in my feelings as much. I try to just be happy, because, anything could happen. So I just try to be, happy during the day and hopefully wake up the next day and be happy. Like, I had problems when I was younger. Like, I didn't even have friends for it. Nobody even wanted to talk to me. So, due to the fact I had this, due to the fact that was there, and I hated that so bad my whole life. Like, I was like, why nobody like me? Like, why can't they just hear the side of my story? Why can't they just understand that I had no I didn't even know it was here. Like, I never knew I had this disability. I could see if I knew, but I didn't know till I turned the age of 12. I didn't discover that till age 12. I just thought maybe I wasn't paying attention when it came down to certain things in school. I just thought that was just it. But no, it was really me having this disability that I didn't even know about. So it was like, it wasn't like I didn't know. I literally had to find out and ask. Like, I was just like, what's going on? Like, why don't I understand? And when they explained everything to me, it kind of took a toll on me. Like, it hurt my feelings. But I had to know that, okay, this might have hurt my feelings, but I can overcome this. I can, not be so sad about it. But it's like, at the end of the day, I'm still living. I'll still be able to share my testimony with other people. And maybe that can change them if they're dealing with this. Because, you don't know how a person feels to live with disability. Just because they're not crying don't mean they're not hurting in the inside. They want to do some things. Like me, for instance, I don't want to have this. I wish I can wish this away. I wish this was never here. I wish that, I could understand things and it wouldn't be like, oh, you have to explain in a different way. Like, even me going to school, I have to tell teachers that, like, I have a disability. You have to explain stuff a different way for me to get it. Because they be like, I said it over 1,000 times. You could say it over 1,000 times. You can write it down 1,000 times. That don't mean I'm going to get it. Like, you have to go different routes about it. And if you can't do that, then don't talk to me then. Because you should be able to understand that. It wasn't like I wished for or I asked for it. It was an honest mistake. And it ain't like I'm beating nobody up for it. I'm just saying this is what I deal with on a daily. And I try to be happy. I try not to be focused on so much. That's why it's not on my channel as much as it used to be. I used to be talking about it so much. But it's like I try not to focus on it so much. But it's like, for those who don't understand, it's like they want to come yelling at me and snapping me and say, oh, you not understanding this, you're not understanding this, you're doing this on purpose. But you're not looking at who you're dealing with. Like, you don't know me for real, because if you did, your first thought of the day wouldn't be, oh, let me go yell at her, make her have a bad day. You don't know. I could have been crying about something else, and here you come yelling. You don't know what my emotions are, because I don't need to speak on my emotions, and I don't tell people what I deal with on a day. So if I'm telling you what I'm dealing with, that means I trust you, and I feel like you're not gonna go say nothing to nobody. But if I know you're gonna say something, it's no need for me to tell you anything about me personally. I keep everything to myself, and that's why certain stuff is not on my channel that I don't talk about. And certain stuff is like on disability. I don't have a problem with sharing that. I can share that as many times as I want to, but at some points I don't share it, and some points I do share. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you don't know how to deal with people with a disability, and I done had that told to me so many times. I actually got an email from one of my teachers that told me she couldn't even deal with me because I had that going on. Like, this is true. She literally said this to me, like, I can't deal with you because you have that going on. I can't work with you because you have that. I don't know how to deal with that. And that's fine. But if you knew that all the time, why didn't you just say that from the beginning? I've been told you paperwork, and I've been said that. So it's like, you the one who said you could deal with it. Now that you dealt with it, you got frustrated. Don't get frustrated because somebody has that. Understand, find out why it's there, why it happened, instead of getting frustrated. Because you never know. You can wake up with one tomorrow. So why get frustrated with somebody else? Or you can have one within the next minute. You never know what happens. People, they take a lot of things for granted, and they don't understand. Like, you can go through that situation too. You got to think about the other person's feelings. Be more understanding. Stop yelling at people and understand what's going on. Don't just call them yelling. Don't call them going off. You don't know what they could have been feeling before you called them or reach out to them or say anything to them. I literally was just like crying. Like, on the phone with my friend, like, he was just asking me like what was wrong. I told him, like, because I'm tired of people. Every day I get up, somebody just always want to yell at me or curse me out when I'm literally in my room. I ain't saying nothing to a soul. I'm literally in my room. My door is closed. The minute I get up, somebody want to yell at me and go off and do all this stuff when I ain't even saying nothing to nobody. I was barely even on social media like that. So it's like I wasn't even on my phone like that for real. I was on TikTok for a little minute, but I ended up getting off there because I'm like, I can't even be on TikTok. My feelings is in the way. Like, once my feelings is in the way, I don't want to look at movies. I don't want to be on the phone. I don't even want to talk to nobody. It's like I let my feelings get the best of me. I don't want to be around nobody. I would literally close my door and be in my room and cry and write in my diary. Like, I really don't want to be bothered. And a lot of people be like, why do you do yourself? Because as soon as I bent on how I'm feeling, people want to judge me on how I'm feeling, or they want to say that all this other stuff, and you don't even know what's going on. My heart is like really heavy, and everybody, they not understanding that. They just want to come yelling. Like, don't do that to me. Don't do that, because the first thing I do, I don't go yell at you. So what gives you the right to come yell at me early in the morning? Right? I don't care if it's late at night. Don't come yelling at me. Find out if I'm okay first. Like, don't just come yelling at me and then you feel some kind of way. Like, no, I don't care about you feeling no kind of way, because you should have known your right man. I don't know how she feeling. Let me not go off on her. Let me just pray about it to God. You could have took that situation to God. You didn't have to come yelling at me. However you feeling in that particular moment, you could have just told God, because I wasn't even crying. I was straight. I was just sitting there talking to him, and then I had, prayed, and I said amen, and after that, I was just sitting there, like, bored. I ain't saying the room, like, it was quiet. Wasn't nothing going on. Then I get this phone call and I'm yelled at. It's just that, I don't want to start my mornings off crying. I cry enough throughout the day. Just because I'm not crying in front of camera or whatever it is, don't mean I'm not crying in silence. Like, you never know what nobody dealing with. You never know. So it's like, don't come yelling at somebody if you don't know what's going on. That's what I'm saying. Don't do that. Like, my feelings are really hurt real bad. Just because I'm not crying in front of camera, like I said now, don't mean my feelings are not hurt. I have feelings. I'm human. Like, don't do that to me. You wouldn't want nobody calling you. Everyone, you get up yelling and raising your voice like you don't even know what's going on. Like, your first man is to come yell at me. Like, no. I'm trying to have a good day. The day just started and I'm already in my feelings. Like, that don't even make sense to me. I can never wake up and be happy. That's why when I'm in my feelings, I don't like to post content, because y'all not gonna get the real me. Y'all not gonna see the real me. Y'all gonna see the me that's down, don't nobody want to be around that. That's why I be trying to be happy and not trying to be so down a lot, so much. Life is too short to be all in your feelings all the time. Like, but I'm so emotional and I can't help myself. So I cry for the little things and I cry for big things. I cry for the most smallest things ever in this world. But it's just like, somebody calling me now, they're gonna have to wait because I'm talking. So it's like, I'm dealing with a lot. And then what was I finna say? The other part of me that I really be doing, I really put my emotions and my feelings before everybody else. If I see them hurting, I go try to make them happy. I go try to see how can I fix it? What can I do? What steps can I make it better? Like, you never know what I'm doing. So it's like, your first mindset should not be to come yell at me. Your first mindset should be, let me see if she okay. Let me send something positive. Let me send her, hugs or love, something. Don't just come yelling at her. I don't know what she dealing with just because she ain't said it. You never know what somebody is going through. So don't let your first thing be to yell at them or to fight with them or anything. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I deal with that I don't talk about, that I don't want nobody to know. And it's not me, being mean. It's about me being private. I don't want to share my whole life through social media. It's some stuff I don't tell, some stuff I do tell. But I will say this. I'm an emotional person. So some days I'm crying, some days I'm not crying. But it's just like, today I was crying. I wasn't even finna post no vlog because it was just like my energy is not even in the right place to even post on vlog and even talk for it, because y'all know, and my other vlogs, if y'all really pay attention, y'all will see my energy has ever. Then y'all will see it being low. Like, y'all know when I'm down, y'all know when I'm sad. So it's like, all I'm saying is, be kind to people. Don't just go off on them. Like, you never know what a person is dealing with just because they not telling you what's going on. I don't care if you don't like them, whatever. Pray for them at the end of the day. You never know what can happen. Like, you can go through the same situation they're going through. You never know. That's why I say be kind to others. Be kind. Don't go around yelling at them or pointing out what they did bad, none of that, because you never know what they crying about. They can be crying with something within their self, and that's what I was crying about what the things that I can't do that I want to do, as far as have my own car. You think I want to be just sitting here waiting on somebody to take me outside? No, I want to have my own car, be able to come back in my own vehicle. I can't do that. I don't even have my own car. I don't even know the street signs outside. I don't even know how to understand them. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out how to understand the signs of the streets. I'm trying to, but it's hard when you have somebody yelling at you. It's hard when you wake up and you hear somebody yelling at you. I'm trying to figure out how to count my money. What schools can I go to help me do that kind of stuff? Like, you never know what I'm doing. So it's like, you can go outside. You can count your money. You can do all that stuff. I can't. I have to deal with that every day. I have to figure out ways how to live with that and go through that and try to figure out, okay, what ways can I look up on the internet to see what ways can I count my money, learn how to count my money? What ways can I do to learn how to, wash my clothes, learn how to cook a meal? There's stuff I can't do that I'm trying to learn how to do, but I have people yelling in my ear all day long saying I'm wrong about this or I'm wrong about that, or I shouldn't have did this or I shouldn't have did that. That's stressful. I already have enough stress on me now that it is. So, just be understanding. You never know what I'm dealing with. You never know. So, this is a reminder. If you can help out, then help out. But if you can't, don't come yelling at somebody about what they're not doing. Like I said, I'm not going to keep saying this over and over again. I don't talk about my situations because I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. You don't have to feel sorry for me. I feel sorry for myself because I had the help I needed. My dad was here trying to show me that, but since I got bullied so much growing up, I was just like, I don't even want to learn how to take the train. I don't want to learn how to take the bus. I don't want to learn how to count my money. Ain't nobody like me for real. What I'm doing the stuff for anyway. Like, don't nobody want to be around me. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. So it's like, why would I want to learn how to do this stuff anyway? And I didn't realize that when I got much older, my YouTube subscribers will like me because y'all like me. And I don't fake an image. I don't tell y'all, oh, I know how to take the bus. I don't fake an image. I already said that from the jump. I'm not finna fake no image and make it seem like I'm this perfect person. I can do everything in the whole wide world because I can't. I'm not finna act like I do. Can I learn it? Yeah, I can. But it'll take time for me to process everything that's going on because it's new information that I'm learning. It ain't like I've been doing it for years. Like, you know, I'm still trying to learn. It's a lot of stuff on YouTube that I'm watching. How to do my own hair. I'm looking at hair tutorials. I'm looking at, you know, different things on YouTube. When I'm not vlogging for YouTube, I'm looking at how to do the stuff. Like, I'm not just sitting there. Some days, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm just trying to explain the best way I can. But, you know, it's a lot of stuff that I'm doing, trying to make myself the woman I'm supposed to be. I said about 21, I was going to have my own car. But, you know, I was going to have my own apartment. I was going to be able to show my family that, you know, I don't need y'all. I need y'all for some stuff. But as far as to go outside and do stuff on my own, I got this. I can be able to bring myself back home. I could be able to cook myself a meal and not need no help. I could be able to, you know, count my money and know what I'm doing. Nobody cheat me out my money. Like, you know, I don't need you to come help me with that stuff. I got that stuff down on pack, but since I don't, I'm trying to learn it. But it's like I said, how can you learn anything if somebody in your ear yelling and they're telling you you're not caring about other people's feelings when you know you do? Because if you did it, you wouldn't be stressed out about it if you did it. And you wouldn't be praying over it if you didn't. That's why I said a lot of people, they don't look at my channel. So they assume what they want to assume when they're not even looking at my channel to even see what I'm fighting every day. And that's a disability. I have to deal with this every day. Just because I wake up and I be happy, yeah, I'm okay. I'm at peace. But at the end of the day, it's still hard for me to understand things. It's still hard. It don't matter how many times you explain it. Because when I was growing up, I had to learn the preamble. I had to do that all day, all night. And I still know it to this very day. Why? Because I took time to do it. And that's when my father was alive. And he made me do that. So it's like I had to sit there at the table and learn how to, you know, understand it. Because I barely knew it. I knew like one sentence and that was it. I had to learn the whole thing. You had to learn the preamble to go to high school, and if you didn't know it, they weren't letting you go back then. But now, you know, it's different. But back then, you had to learn that preamble, and if you didn't know it, you was in trouble. So he told me if I don't know, I was gonna get a whooping. So me being me, I sat there and I learned it. Like, you know, and then when he died, it kind of hurt me a lot because I'm like, that was my only support system that would help me out. Now who gonna help me? Now I gotta turn around and go to these certain schools that I don't want to be at, and I gotta deal with these people. Like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be in nobody's school, but I have to do it at the end of the day. I have to. So, like I said, you never know what I'm going through. You never know. So don't, like I said, your first thing shouldn't be, oh, let me yell at her. Let me make her have a bad day. Like, no. I understand every day ain't gonna be perfect. I get that and all, but just be kind to how I'm feeling. You never know. You never know. And I just hate the fact that I had to start my day off being sad when it's 24 hours in a day. I should not be this emotional like this, especially not this early. It is 1:14, and I'm already still sad about something that happened at 9 o'clock this morning. Like, no, like a lot of people, they just need to be mindful of what they say to me and how they say it because they never know what I'm dealing with. They never know. I literally was up all day, like yesterday from 6 o'clock in the morning. I never went to sleep till it was nighttime. So it's like, you know, like I said, I try to be happy do out the day, but it's like sometimes my emotions get the best of me. When my emotions all over the place, I literally, when I answer my phone, if I know that I'm sad or I'm crying, I'll literally be like, I will call you later, or I'll talk to you later, but you know, because I don't want to cry through the phone. I really don't want to do that. And it's like, some moments I do cry through the phone with talking to people, and they'll be like, I didn't know you was crying. Like, I remember one time my guy friend ended up calling me. He was telling me about himself and what he's dealing with, and I just was just, you know, crying. This was a long time ago, and I was crying, and he was like, what's wrong? Like, why you crying? I didn't know you was hurt. I was like, yeah, it's because I don't tell people I be hurt. It's because I don't want nobody telling me nothing. So I don't tell people what I'm feeling at the end of the day, because they want to judge me on how I feel. My heart is literally heavy. Heavy. And I'm not even lying to y'all. My heart is heavy. Heavy as ever. Like, it feel like it's breaking. Because I was yelled at over nothing. Like, I'm very irritated. And I don't like that. So that's why I say be mindful how you treat me, what you say to me. I'm not going to keep saying this over and over again. I shouldn't have to be getting on here being sad. Like, no, I shouldn't. That's not the best content for me to give out. No. So I'm going to end the vlog right here. But, you know, if y'all want me to talk about the stuff I went through again in life, I would definitely do that. But, you know, when I'm sharing this stuff, don't get in the comments to be negative and tell me, oh, you just want somebody to feel sorry for you. Because I don't. I never said you have to feel sorry for me. I never said that. I never said you have to do anything for me. None of that. I'm just saying what you're dealing with so you can know what you're up against. That part. So you can know what you're up against. That way you can't say, oh, you just this emotional person. Even if I was, so be it. So be it. You have to, you might not cry every day like me, but at the end of the day, you cry at some point. It might not be every day like me, though. It might not be once a week. It might not be once a day. But at some particular point in your life, you have cried. So don't sit here and try to act like you didn't cry. I'm just saying, be kind to other people. Be kind. And I'm going to end the vlog here. But I hope you guys have an amazing day. Apparently, I'm not having a good day. But I hope that you guys have a good day. And be safe and know that God is with you. Bye, loves.